Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for a new video. Today we are taking a look at the free prologue for Microtopia. And what is Microtopia? Microtopia is a robotic ant-based hive mind ant colony simulation game. And so we're going to just dive straight in and we'll take a look and see what's happening. Right, okay, so we're starting out in a world that is rather interestingly diverse. And it says, right, welcome to Microtopia. You are the hive mind of a robot ant colony. Follow your instincts to build a thriving settlement. Click the complete button to advance to the next step. Okay, good. So we need to do all the usual mouse movements. And rotate the camera with Q and E. So we've got what looks like some kind of scrap metal, what looks like some kind of stone, and what looks like some kind of flowers. Right, so every ant colony starts with a queen. You can select her from the build menu, so it's one down here. So we're going to pop her down somewhere. Where can we find a spare bit of space to put her down? Okay, there's no way of rotating at this point in time. You actually have to select an area to place the queen down, and then you get the option of being able to rotate. And that'll be the same with any building as well. So let us pop her down there, and she will start to appear. Good, so there we go, and there's our queen, and there are the 4 ants that she's brought with her. So let's hit complete on that. The queen arrives with a small group of starting workers. Instruct one to pick up a piece of scrap iron. Okay, so we'll grab a bit of scrap iron from over there, and we'll send that over. It does say 5, of which 1 will be the queen. Okay, so we'll click complete on that, and then we need to build a stockpile. Now, as we've got more scrap iron over here, I would say we bring the stockpile over this way somewhere. And as I said again, you can rotate it at this point, so pop that down there, and matey boy, you can go and drop off. Now, the interesting thing is, with the pathing on this, you cannot just path straight through another object. The AI will not do its own intelligence of getting around it. You have to navigate via waypoints to get past the objects. So let us drop that bit of scrap iron into the stockpile. So my little matey's going to go scurrying along. And once that's done, that's thrown up and dropped on there. Perfect. Good. So now we need to use trails to make supply chains and loop them around to automate your workflow. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a hauling trail to go from here to there to there, back up and back in to the stockpile. Okay, so we've now created the pheromone trail they would normally use for ants, and then we're going to send little matey to go hunting around there, and they will run around, drop off, and then continue all the way around. So let's get a couple of your mates to come and join you. Because they can then get on with starting to complete this level of the tutorial. And so this is pretty much what we're going to be doing as the colony starts to grow and expand, is you're going to then want to have these little automation chains set up to be able to handle what we're going to be doing. Okay, so good. So that has completed. So the queen will soon birth her first larva. you can grow larvae into new hatchlings by using an incubator. So that would be under this population section here. We have the incubator. So at this point, as you can see, there's one end which is an entry, and the other end has a circular dot, which is where it will the new young will come out. So we'll pop that incubator down over there. Go. So the queen now has created her new larvae, and we'll need to take one of our little ones here and grab that, take it to there, and we would then have the path to go all the way back up. But as this isn't set up as yet, we will do that in a moment. Let's get our first little larvae created into a new ant. Okay, good, so there we go. And the queen needs energy to produce some larvae. Collect energy pods from flowers by using the foraging trail. Okay, good. So what we're going to do for now is we'll take our matey here over this way, because we need to find some flowers, which are this lot over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create, first of all, we're going to pop down a stockpile, because we're going to need to be able to store this equipment, or this the stuff that is picked up from the foraging. And we're going to grab that down here, up this way, past that, past that, past that. Grab a few of these, and then come back, and then work our trail on the way around. So we'll get our little ant to go and do that. We'll grab another one, come and help him. Try again. Go over there. Right, good. So that will do that. And then what we would then need to do from there is we can place what is known as a dispenser. Now what the dispenser does is it's a chute that is attached underground to this stockpile. So we can place our dispenser over here by the entry point for the queen. So this way we can have our stockpiles near where we're collecting the resources and be able to have a shorter area for getting items handed over to the queen. So let's pop this there so we've got enough room for our little trail. And we're going to grab a hauling from there to the queen's mouth, to the side, back up, and we'll continue our rectangle. Okay, so we have we've completed the areas that was there, so let's drag that waypoint over. We've got that done, and then what you can do is you can grab these waypoints and drag them down so that you can extend out and grab some of the other resources, which is good. And we can drag this over so that we're shortening the route a bit, which will mean our people don't have to run quite so far. So let's grab a matey here. You can go over there and you can join in on starting to feed our queen. So we should have some energy capsules already created. So that is good. There we go, energy capsule to the queen. And she then creates a larvae. So what we now need to do, as we have that larvae, that needs to get put into the incubator. So there we go. Next task is to keep producing more workers until you reach a population of 10. So as we currently have our matey here doing this, what we can do is we can amend this a little bit and go from here out, oops, over, grab that larvae, take it to the incubator, and then come all the way back up. And so that we would create ourselves a loop where this one is picking up, feeding the queen creates a larvae, The larvae goes out to the incubator, and so by the time Matey Boy comes round, that one should then have been created or finished incubating and be out the door. And then because of the way we set this up, that will go straight in to our scrap collection. There we go, so that works out quite nicely. So we now have 10 of our ants, so that's great. So now we need to deal with the scrap metal that we've had there. So now we need to create a smelter to process into iron ingots. So again, we'll go into here and we'll create a dispenser. And what we could actually do is make life a little easier for ourselves, and we could probably move this one closer down to where we need to be. Drag that there, good. And then we can pull this back, because, come on, right, send Matey Boy back around there, and we can pull this down, pull that down, so we're shortening our loop, so that way we'll get faster on the amount of stuff that is on there. So let us grab our dispenser, we'll pop this over here, so that way then we can go to production and grab our smelter, and we can drop that down, and we can then create as well a storage area, which we can then have come off over to here to be able to deal with the items that we've just created. So great, so we will come from here to the smelter, then from the smelter to the the storage area, and then back to the dispenser. So first things first, we're going to go and create ourselves and choose a recipe. So we're going to choose smelt iron, and that will do that little bit of work. So how are we doing over here? So we've got 3, 4 coming in there, so they're working along quite nicely. Right, so we grab Matey there and chuck you over onto dealing with that side of things. So we're going to grab the iron, go into the smelting unit, and our little guy will wait for the smelter to complete, and then it will drop it onto the storage area, and then come back round to the dispenser and go from there. So we're going to move over here to this area here and that area there, and we look like we've already had ant has died of old age. Now, these small ants do have a time limit on them due to the way that they are created. They have a short lifespan, which as the game progresses and as we unlock certain other things, that does change. But at this point in time, we don't get to do that. But the workers that came in with the Queen are effectively immortal, so we're going to be very careful what we do with those, because we're going to want to make sure they are available at pretty much all times. How are we getting on over here? We've still got enough getting along with, and Matey is dealing with that, and the Queen's got us a new lava coming out, which is good. So this way we're going to be constantly having new ants coming into this area to come and collect our scrap, which is perfect. That's just what we need. Let's drag that over there for the moment to pick that piece up, and we're starting to get our stockpile of processed iron. We're up to 7 of 10, which is great, and we have a total of 13 of 25, or 14 now, 25 ants that we can potentially use. So whilst you are running down this way, mate, you've just been created, so you can go and go and get on to the task of feeding the queen. Grab one of those in there. What we will be able to do as time goes on is, rather than just have this where this incubator is just dropping it into one particular loop, we will be able to use some kind of gating system that will allow us to better manage where those incubated ants are going into, and this can become quite a complicated system, which is great. So we're going to use the iron to build a workshop. So we're going to fabricate a workshop. I'm going to pop that over here. That will be somewhere nearby. Have that just there. Okay, good. So what are we going to build on there? So you need to build iron plates, and we want to build screws. So we'll start out with screws, because that's the highest number it wants on there. And then what we'll also do in a moment is we will deal with this. Okay, deal with this at all. No. Darn it. May need to amend this waypoint a bit. Let's add that and take that away. So that way it could extend our trail, and we've got access to that area as well. And we can put that in place. Good. So what we're going to now do is we're going to create another workshop next to it, and we're going to have that one be where we will put the iron plates. So you are making screws, and this will be making iron plates once we have enough materials. So we're going to pop our dispenser down here, turn it around, and then we'll have our trail for haulage going from there to there to a stock area where we're going to create over here, and that's done that, which is great. And so we'll go from there to the stockpile and back again. Now again, much like with the smelter, you will have the ant will bring from the dispenser to the workshop, and will then wait for it to complete its cycle, and then we'll take it to the stockpile and come back. Now, as we've already got one dispenser for this particular stockpile, you can actually put another more than one dispenser down. So we can build another dispenser over here, all coming from the same stockpile, and that will then be for the iron plates that we will be creating. Let's quickly throw our stockpile for this down, and then we will be able to finish our trail off. So the trail comes from this way to the workshop, to the stockpile, and then back to the beginning part. Good. So now we have our selection of ants. Let's throw one of you over here. Come on. You can go there. And this stockpile is now full. So now we have a selection of ants running around unable to do anything. So let's grab you, matey. You can come over here. And into that area there, and you can start working on getting those done. So let's grab that ant, that's a new one, and we'll get you up onto this area, and we're now going to select our recipe for this one, which is the iron plates. We have two different workshops now working on different items. The workshop for this particular one is with the iron plates will require 4 iron material to work with, so That will take a longer time than the screws to complete, but we can get cracking on with it in the interim. Okay, there. Can I grab up all of that? Yes, I've done. No, I missed one. There we go. That'll do. So that gets everyone done, and our stockpile is now full. So now we're just going to wait for this to finish creating our screws and finish creating the iron plates. But because we have this lot still holding onto their iron, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase, I'm going to create a hauling pattern to go into this one, so we can take that out. So the new ants will go into that area for now. We are behind on getting our smelting complete. How are we doing over here? We're still working nicely. These ones are on a good rotation, so we've always at least got some energy capsules that are on there. We are now at a maximum of 25, which is great. So this lot are working on here, and our capacity of 160 is correct in our stockpile. Good. So now we just need to wait for this to complete its second iron plate, which will then allow us to move on to the next section of the tutorial. Good, so we've done that. Right, so in Microtopia you can upgrade workers to enhance their lifespan and capabilities. So you can then build a combiner and create worker ants. Let us pause the game temporarily, and we're going to go into population, and we've got here a combiner. So we'll go and pop our combiner down, because what we want to do is we want to start combining the small ants together to make a larger ant. Let us do this quickly here, and we'll just attach this trail onto here just to make sure they are catching that, and we'll throw Matey Boy back up there, and then we'll come from down here and over to that point. Let us get rid of that. So as soon as this is completed, it just needs another couple of the iron blocks to be completed. You're stuck waiting. Okay, so you come over here, go there. So those two have been completed. That way. Now, as we've combined, we now have this ant here, which, as you can see, this worker ant has a 10-minute lifespan, which is good compared to the 5-minute lifespan of the small worker ants. So that is great, because they will then be able to work better at some of the areas we have, like this section down here. Throw you in there, which is what we want. What we can start to do as well is some of these ants that we know are getting near the end of their life, we can throw them back up this way and get them working on being combined. Hopefully will give them a new lease of life. Run along to that one. It's a shame you can't recycle your old workers, because I imagine probably might be a lot easier. here. Good, so now we complete that. And so you can combine regular workers once again to create inventor ants. So we're going to create a new combiner. I'm not going to attach it up to a trail on this one. I'm going to do this manually because I just think it will work better that way. Because we don't want to have every single ant to be an inventor. We want to be a bit more selective with what we're doing. So give that a minute while it finishes doing what it needs to do. So it's one iron plate and one chunk of iron, and then we should be good to go. And I've not been the most efficient with this because this has got too many there, so let's take that out for a moment, and what we'll do is we'll get a trail around here for the minute, and I can come up with grabbing them and throwing them in somewhere as I see fit. So let's grab you, go down there. As we've got a bit of a weight on our smelter, I think what we're going to have to do is move our stockpile over, bring that down to there, that down to there, this way, this way as well, and we're going to create a second smelter. This should then hopefully allow us to get a little bit of faster production of our iron. There we go, so that should hopefully make that a little faster. This is going to change to smelt iron. It's not working any real faster, is it? Okay, I haven't got any logic gates, so I can't choose one this way, one that way, one this way, one that way. We will come back to shortly. So I've got 80 here. You can go into there. And here can come and go that side. So now we're going to go and create our inventor ant as it wanted us to. So let's get going on this. Now we just wait for this to finish its combination, and as soon as it's done we will have a shiny new inventor ant. .9, 0.12, brilliant. Okay, now we have this little beastie. So we'll complete that, and then says with the inventor ants can unlock new buildings and recipes. To do this, they need to be fed by other ants. So this can be done by using an inventor pad. So again, we come to progression. And now we have an inventor pad. So what we're going to do is we are going to pop this down, and I believe it's that way around I need it. That's right, that's the way. And then they go from here to here. And then I need to grab, as they need to be fed, they are fed via the same sort of energy that the queen is fed by. So we're going to throw another dispenser over here, and we're then going to drag one of you down this way. We're going to have you coming from here to here, here to here, to there, and good. So we'll be having that being done, and then we can have this feeding our inventor ant. And then what you'll see happen is it will collect a load of energy, and the ball on the tail here will get larger as that comes along. And then once that has reached the collection of 10 energy, it will then release a certain amount of research points, which can then be used to unlock scientific research. So hang on, why are we getting slow here? Right, as we've got some more ants that are doing nothing, let's throw some of these over to go and create. I'll go and collect some of those food items, which will then be able to assist with getting our new population. So we do have a energy here for the queen, but it drains at a certain amount per second, so we need to make sure we've constantly got a good share of food for the queen to use. So let's go over here. How are we doing over here now? Right, so we're at 10 of 10. So there we go. Once the inventor ant is full, you can click on it to gain inventor points. These points can be used to unlock technology nodes in the development tree. Good. So I'm going to do that. So I click on the inventor ant to gain inventor points, and then you use the points to unlock a radar tower. Now once you click on the inventor ant, as you saw, that kills the inventor ant. So you'll then have to go and create a new one. We're going to grab matey 1 and matey 2. Then we're going to come into the inventor section here, and we're going to unlock the radar tower. So this building is a large dish that scans for radio signals from other colonies. Without this building, an ant colony is practically invisible to others of their kind. So that's going to cost us 10 points to unlock. Thankfully we've just got 10, so we're going to click that, and that's now been unlocked. And then this then splits out to other areas that allow us to choose other resource as time goes on, and then there's a subsequent cost to unlock on each one. So we've got another option is then plant cutting. So workers on this trail will cut down trees and plants to collect fibre, and that fibre can then be used to create or fibre collection, and then that can, by looks things, go on to create fabric. And counter gates is a logical gate that keeps track of the amount of ants on any consecutive trail, and the ants will enter the trail only once the assigned number on that trail drops below that threshold. So this is what we're going to use with this area over here, where we're going to, okay, we want to build a radar tower. We'll do that in a moment. What we're going to look at doing onto here, oh, so we've got the divider. We haven't unlocked the counter gate yet, but we will deal with the divider in a moment, because there's something I want to do with this one. Okay, let's do this so that it doesn't quite deafen everybody. And we're going to erase that path, and I'm going to go falling from here to there. So that one could go onto that path for now. And that way then we have ants that are coming onto this path will go to this smelter, and ants on that path will go to that smelter. So that will hopefully speed up our smelting process. And again, if we're going to play this on a long-term playthrough, you would want to probably think more carefully about how you're going to put together your base and how you're going to work with all of these different factories and what kind of ratios you want to create. As you can see, we're doing quite well with the screws now. We've got 20 screws that are in there, but our iron plates are only showing 3 on there. So again, we can then work with, which is why I want to have the logic gates, so we can work with this in regards to how, there we go, let's get that done quickly. Sorry, distracting myself there. Which we can then use to, with the logic gate, to be able to say, right, I want 2 on here, or 1 or 2 on here, or 2 on this one, and then we can sort of split out as we need to. So let's quickly go in here and we'll get our counter gate unlocked. I'll show you what we're going to do. So if we go into our counter gate, so we'll go counter gate here, go that way. We want to have counter gate having 2 people or 2 ants on that particular path. So as you can see, nobody is going up this way because that counter number is incorrect. We'll do the same again with a path coming up this way and into this area where we're going to want to have just 1 in there. So no more are going up that way. And do another counter gate. It's down here. Now, because I haven't set any counter, it is still showing how many that it is. That an ant has gone down that way, but as you notice, no more are going out there. So how many have we got on this area over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll pop a counter gate over here, over to there, and we want that to be, if there are, and there we go, as you just saw there, I don't know if you saw it as it happened, the counter gate suddenly locked off and said nope, no more go up that way. And now we have multiple ants now running around this area, and we can probably extend this out a bit to be able to get some more of these as we have a larger number of ants that we can in fact now come and get more items or more plants, and we'll therefore be able to have a larger number of items being pulled in. Good, so here we go. So we are having a regular number of ants coming through, which is great, and we're starting to get these working nicely. Now we don't have anybody in this area anymore down here. So again, we'll do another counter gate off this way. I want it to be just 1 is currently on there, so we'll have, we'll say 2 for now. And that should then go around this way and grab us some more items. There we go. So that gives us 2 going around there. We've got 1 there. Oh, I'm going to pause that for a moment because that noise is a bit annoying. So we've got 1 there, 1 there, 2 there, and we have our requisite number running around and doing this. So, oh, hang on, we've got another inventor ant that is ready to explode. So we'll deal with that. And what are we going to unlock next? We're going to unlock plant cutting. So it's a new type of trail. Workers on this trail will cut down trees and plants to collect the fibre, as we mentioned earlier on. And that will then give us the idea to collect fibre, which we will get to shortly. But for now, we're going to just quickly have a look at getting this radar tower built. So, progression, radar tower, we can go and pop this over up this area over here for now. And there we go. So you see it then pulls in all the items from the nearby stockpiles. So we have 7 of 12 iron, and we're at 6 of 8 iron plates, 10 of 10 screws, and 12 of 30 energy pods. And then this will just, as the stockpiles gain these items, they will magically fly over and will become part of the ongoing construction, hence it's saying 58%. So if we leave this to run, as new bits get created, you will see them immediately jump over, as the energy module is just done. So I think our area that's going to be probably the slowest might be the iron plate or the energy pods, so we will see how we get on there. So we'll leave that to build, as that is Instinct 18. And how are we doing on this area? Have we got another ant ready to go? We do. So we'll grab that, chuck it on there, chuck you down here onto the inventor pad to create another inventor. You could possibly look at doing the inventor or the counter gate for the inventor pods, but when I first had a playthrough this, I couldn't get that to work properly. So that's either me being cack-handed, or there's something about the logic that doesn't work with this once the ants come into the actual module itself. So, but this way is just as simple if you're doing it on this area here, because we do have a certain amount of locked items that you can only get in the full version. So this is the demo prologue, so we're not going to be going too deep into it. This is really just an idea of getting an idea of what the game is like, and just to showcase to everybody what it's like, and if you would be intrigued in playing it further. I must admit, I quite enjoy this game, so I will certainly be looking to pick this up and probably continue it for a full playthrough at some point in the future on the channel. Okay, so we've run out of any bots for getting the food for our inventor pod down here. Let us grab a counter gate off here, come down this way, that way, and down to there, and that should just be one. Good. So that way we don't have to worry about keeping an eye out for it. When it is ready, it will throw in another ant up that way. We're going to have to grab another ant and throw that up there, just so we can get ourselves back ahead on feeding the queen. So I think we've dropped down to stage 1, so we've obviously not got enough time feeding her, and that means we've therefore dropped down that our population is above what the queen can produce, or will produce larvae up until the population is 10, at which point she'll stop. So we need to bump that back up to, say, stage 2, and then that will then be able to allow us to work with that. There we go. Now we're starting to create larvae again, and that will then get back in, and it will get this area moving, this area moving, this area working, and the relevant number of ants over this way. So again, these, sorry, I'm going to pause that while I talk. So the counter gates will work along with the flow of the particular hauling trail that you have set down. So it will go to each one individually. It won't prioritize one over another. It'll just be as it sees it, it will throw it and will open or close that particular gate. If the gate's closed, the ant walks past. If the gate's open, the ant goes up that path. Pretty much simple. But as you can see from this sort of idea here, we're already starting to get into quite complex systems, and again you're going to have to then deal with the navigational waypoints where things are becoming more and more complex, and we're having more complex pathing to deal with, and it can become quite an involved process. So it says there, make contact. How do we make contact? Okay, so we click on the radar tower and click make contact. What's it going to do? Oh look, we got lots of new things happening. Ah. There we go. Now we have our radar on. We can now see there's a lot more ants flying around than we thought. So what I think we'll do is we'll get up to the point of making contact, and I think we'll call the video there, because I think that gives us a good indication. You've had a good 45 minutes of looking at this and starting to build the system that's in there. I think from what I can see from this, starting to grow much off from here. I think we'll probably be getting to that kind of point that you get to in factory games, where you will be wanting to rip everything out and redesign it with more scale in mind. So you'd have probably more smelters, more workshops, like for example the ones doing the iron plates. The fact that it takes 4 of the iron to be able to create 1 iron plate, so you'd probably want 4 workshops with 4 particular ants running up into there. And we've had a look at how the counter gates work, and the divider works in very much the same sort of way. And yeah, so I would say I think we are pretty much there. So advance the development tree to unlock fabric, a versatile material made from plant fibre. Unlock fabric in the development tree, produce 20 pieces. Okay, so as you see, we're just going to carry on going on there. As you saw from the demo, there isn't much more that you can do, because otherwise you're getting into stuff that is locked off for the full version. So as it's just over 45 minutes, we will call this one there. And yeah, so this is a game called Microtopia. It's developed by Cordyceps Collective, and yeah, looks like it's going to be a lot of good fun, a lot of intriguing logic puzzles to deal with there in regards to how you're going to want to build out your factory and plan and design things in the best way possible and the most efficient way possible as well, because obviously efficiency is quite an important area in there, and as well managing stuff like the ages of the particular ants that you have within your colony. So yeah, perfect. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you like it, there'll be a link to the games page in the description. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Alright, you take care. Thanks. Bye bye.